and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel tonight, guys, where quite honestly, that was not really what I had in mind. That was not really what I was hoping for. Barça have not only lost against Osasuna, but by 4-2. It was a bit of a disaster out there tonight, to be honest, in so many different ways. The winning run in the league, well, that's over. That has been well and truly snapped here tonight. But of course, all of the talk, all of the spotlight, really, it will be on the lineup. We're going to be talking here about Hansi Flick's selection decisions, the rotation that we saw, and what we can make of this defeat here tonight, guys. So try and hang in there if you can, and well, let's get to this. Because let's cut to the chase here, guys. Right here tonight against Osasuna, away at Osasuna as well. We know this can be a very, very tough game. It is never, ever an easy game on the calendar. Incredible atmosphere inside the stadium tonight. They really got behind the team. Osasuna started the game really, really quickly, and we could not deal with it. And the reason that we were not really prepared to deal with that tonight was because of the lineup. Because honestly, when I saw this lineup, I think all of us kind of felt like, oh wow, that is a big, big call there. What Flick has done with this team tonight, the way that he has rotated, that is big. Now, we saw a lot of rotation away at Villarreal, and we got away with it there. We were able to get through that game, win the game, even by rotating, and I think Flick was hoping, especially ahead of the Champions League next week, to do the same here. Get out of jail tonight, get through this game, and then move on to next week with several key players being rested. Because as you can see right here, on the bench tonight, Lamine Yamal, Raphinha, Marc Casado, Iñigo Martinez, and Alejandro Balde. Now, for me, guys, I don't think it was so much tonight, certain players being rotated, one here, one there. Certain players needed to be rotated at some point. We all know that. But I think it was like so many in one go. You look here at Yamal and Raphinha. I thought it definitely would have been one or the other tonight. I thought Raphinha would definitely start here. Flick spoke before the game about needing experience here. Marc Casado, he dropped to the bench there as well. Iñigo Martinez. So what you had was a very inexperienced core. Two very, very young centre-backs in a difficult stadium here up against a team that, like I say, started the game really, really quickly. And again, Gerard Martin at left-back. That also didn't fill me with a massive amount of confidence. But let me just say right here and now, guys, I know tonight that Flick, he will be criticised, and obviously he's the one that puts the team out. He's the one here that takes either the credit if we win, or he takes the criticism if we lose. And I know that people will question his choices, his lineups, his rotations, but what I would just say is, we did have to do it at some point. We've had so many games here in quick succession, because tonight, for instance, say you play Lamine Yamal again, you start him in the team again because he's that good, you play him again for a full game, and then he gets injured, and he's out for months. We would all be absolutely furious if something like that happened. So at some point, we kind of had to do this. I think the big problem right now, though, at Barca, it's not actually to do with Flick, it's not really to do with the players that were out there tonight themselves, it's that they had to be out there. You look at our squad, it is incredibly thin right now. And when I saw that lineup again, guys, it looks like the kind of team that you play in pre-season. It looks like the kind of team that you play before all of your actual players come back there, your senior players in the squad. And obviously, Hansi Flick, he's not one to make excuses. He's not somebody here to look around blaming people around him. What he's going to do tonight is go away and look at the work, look at what he's doing, look at what they could have done better. But let me just make one for him here. Because looking at the team right now, looking at the lineup that we had to play, if we were going to rotate, we had to play all of these players. Look at what we still do not have. Our squad is so unbelievably thin. Because look at that right there. You are looking at a whole host of players, a whole list of players who are either out for a long, long period of time. I'm talking about several months they're out. But every single one of those names, they're big players too. We're not just talking here about rotational players that are out for Barca. These are key names, key members of the squad that we are simply unable to call upon right now, which means that when you arrive in a situation like tonight, whereby many of your players have played a lot of games, a lot of minutes in their legs, maybe running the risk of injury, and you feel like you've got to do something, you have to play someone. You've got to bring in players here who are available. And that was kind of the best that we could do. Now, I'm not excusing the performance. I'm not excusing here the fact that, yeah, maybe Flick did a few too many rotations all at once. You know, nobody is immune to criticism here. But I did think tonight we kind of just tried to do the best with the squad that we have right now. Now, I would look, for instance, guys, though, at somebody like Ferran Torres tonight. You know, he is not somebody here at the club who is a young player. He is not somebody here at the club who is a new player to this team. What is Ferran Torres' excuse? Because he goes out there week after week after week and offers nothing, absolutely nothing to this team. And he gets opportunities. And even tonight, he was left out there for the entire game. I mean, the whole game he was out there. I could not believe that actually happened, but it did. And I just think some players here, they've got to pull their weight a bit more. You've got young players, you've got inexperience, and I understand that there was a lot of misplaced passes in today's game. I think they looked really nervous there in that first half. But like I say, somebody like Ferran, who's not a youngster, he's not just got here yesterday, he's been here a long time now. We paid big money for him. You've got to do better. When you are actually one of the senior players now in the team, come and pull your weight. Come and give us something here to cling on to in this team tonight. Try and lead by a bit of an example. But obviously it didn't go well, guys. Within 28 minutes of this game, we were 2-0 down to Osasuna. And I think even then, we were all sort of looking around thinking, this is not looking good, is it? This hasn't really worked out, and I don't really see a way back for the team. I would like to just point out here, because although we lost, and there's no excuses there for it, we know that there was a clear foul in the Osasuna second goal there. Clear foul on Pau Victor. VAR just ignored that for whatever reason. We've seen it also given against us, by the way, in the past, but still, nothing given there. We can't even talk about it. And of course, in the second half, Pau Victor himself, he actually gave us an avenue back into the game. It was a real good goal from him. Quick thinking there. Goalkeeper makes a mistake playing out the back for Osasuna. He's thinking fast. He keeps it very, very simple. Just make sure that he gets the shot on target there, and we do get ourselves back in the game. And then, of course, the thing about rotation is, and the thing about sort of starting with a severely weakened team, well, if you're in that situation then where you go several goals down, you kind of bring the players on anyway, because then we had to bring on Lamine Yamal, we had to bring on Raphinha later on in the game, and of course when they came on, things changed for us. So we looked a lot more dangerous when we had more of our quality players on the field. Of course we got better, and we were looking like maybe the comeback might be alive, until again another mistake, because that's what happens there. You're pushing forward, you're leaving space in behind. We even saw some of that, of course, against Villarreal too. We give away a penalty, and that's what I would say today, guys. Maybe against Villarreal, we rotated the back line, but we didn't do much with the attack. Maybe today, we could have rotated the attack, but kept the defence, together as one there, solidified that area of the field, because really, we were just disjointed at both ends tonight. Going forward in that first half there, not enough going for Barca. Defensively, too much inexperience. Real avenues Osasuna had down our left-hand side to exploit real problems in that area. We give away a penalty, like I say, in the second half there. It's 3-1. It quickly becomes 4-1. We're getting out of control, but I would just like to say, what a goal from Lamine Yamal. And I feel sorry for him, because he came on, played well, scored an absolutely wonderful goal, and of course he can't really celebrate it too much because we've ended up losing the game 4-2. We put the pressure on late on. Lewandowski, of course, was subbed off early, but Raphinha was having chances there later on in the game. But I just think tonight, guys, at the end of the day, we did the best that we could, probably. I mean, obviously it's not ideal, it's not good to lose the game at any point in the season, but we had to rotate at some point. Maybe mistakes were made in terms of the number of rotations, the way that it was sort of done, but we're just trying here. With the squad that we have, with the injuries that we have, with the fixture list the way that it is, something had to give. And tonight, we weren't able to perform, we weren't able to play at the kind of levels that we've expected from Barca in recent weeks. But I hope again here, much like the Monaco defeat, let's not linger on it too long here. Let's not let it really consume us. Let's put this behind us. Let's move on. Let's learn from it here. Let's try and get a few of those injured players back as soon as we possibly can. And we got to be ready to go again. We cannot afford here to let our heads drop. And I don't think Hansi Flick will allow that to happen at the club. He's not that kind of coach here. He'll make sure that every single player is back on it for the next game, which is a big one in the Champions League. But if you're looking at it right here tonight, guys, we still have, for now, that 4-point cushion at the top of the league. We played a game more, of course, now, though, than Real Madrid and Atletico. If Real win tomorrow, that gap is going to be down to 1 point at the top. But The important thing is that we're still there. We're in control of our own destiny. We've got the whole season ahead of us, and we do have very good foundations at this club. Even if the squad right now is stretched, it's thin, it's down to the real bare bones, especially if we want to rotate. But we've got 2 more games until the international break, and then maybe we can regroup a bit and, like I say, get some of those injured players back, guys. So please let me know in the comments down below, what did you make tonight of that lineup from Hansi Flick? What did you make of the rotations that we did see? Were they all necessary? Was it overdone? Were there things that you would have done differently, of course, in hindsight? And please do also let me know of the players that did play, of what we saw right there from the Barcelona team tonight. What did you make of those performances? Were there players there that you would look at who should be giving more, who should be doing more? Let me know all of those thoughts in the comments down below, and of course you will be talking very, very soon indeed with more analysis on the game, and most importantly, looking forward. Sorry about the loss tonight, guys. Sorry about that performance. We will bounce back though. Do not worry. Thank you for your support, but until next time, as always, Vejska, El Barça.